These are difficult financial times, and reducing store shrink to recover lost profits has never been more important. In fact, proactively reducing store shrink is likely to be your most direct route to real profit improvement, competitive advantage, and survival. This information-packed video series by Larry Miller is entitled The Total Store Manager. Larry is the recognized loss prevention authority, and in this series, he will reveal to you a wealth of valuable tips and techniques that you can start using now to reduce and even eliminate the shrink losses that are robbing your bottom line. Don't miss any of the 14 segments that will be presented right here. Then plan to bring Larry in for a live, upbeat, and highly productive store manager training workshop at your company. This segment is all about receiving. Here, Larry will reveal to you what really works to reduce backdoor shrink, then introduce you to the 15 proven successful steps to accurate backdoor receiving. Follow these steps and you'll be on your way to cutting your backdoor shrink by 13 to 22% in 60 days or less.
From a receiving standpoint, Ed's brought up receiving 3 or 4 times. I want to chat about it for about 5 or 6 minutes because most of you have a receiving program. What you also have is very ugly receiving areas, right? Did I underline the word very? Okay, just wanted to make sure I did. Right, automated backdoor vendor receiving programs account for automated receiving will reduce your shrink by 21% when effectively used, protected in stores where doors are locked and controls are in place. When I see this and the mood that this creates, I know that this will create this by a customer or by an employee or another vendor. It's like when I teach baseball. I teach it's not the guy catching the ball that matters. It's the guy throwing the ball. If he doesn't put it in his chest where it belongs, then it's the thrower's fault. Now, there were other stores that had really nicely organized back rooms, empty back rooms. So I don't want to paint a picture that everything was screwed up. It was not, right? So there were some of these things. In the 15 steps to accurate receiving, make sure your receiver is the right person in the right place at the right time, properly trained. I want to tell you why. Because there are certain people in this world that will create that. And there's certain people in this world that will create that. You want them as your receiver, right? You want somebody that's organized, disciplined, and wants everything dressed right, right, in the approach to their store. Because at all places, your receiver is holding your corporate checkbook. If you want to give your personal checkbook to that receiver, you probably got the right person. If you go, yeah, I don't know, right? Then you might have the wrong person. And or that person should be changed or retrained. Make sure that you get what you pay for. The receiver has to count all merchandise. I know it gets cumbersome. It's important. Credits have to be done first, and you must be recording your credits. That's the fastest, easiest way to see a flashlight shined inside your receiving practices. Do I have consistent credits being generated the way they should be generated? If your credits are off, chances are you have a known loss area that looks like this. That's the vendor credit area in that store. Not the one I want, right? Not the receiver that I want to give my checkbook to. That was about 6 feet from the receiving door. That was the receiving desk in another store. That was a pretty decent effort toward creating a known loss area. I like that one. At least it shows that somebody cares. I want to note a number of things. I want to note organization by vendor. I want to note boxes, not just boxes, but boxes with nicely done labels. I want to note boxes with tops on them. Interesting. I probably wouldn't even have done that. But you know what I want to note? Somebody actually sweeps these floors, right? We ought to get this guy in the produce cooler. All right. This is another way to organize a known loss area. I like this area, right? This is an area where we use egg crates, former egg crates, because the dairy won't kill us for, taking 18 of their egg crates. And we go 4 by 4 by 6 or whatever we do, and we set it up, and we hang little tags on it for each one of those. What does this communicate to everybody that walks back through the store? Organization, discipline, I'm on top of my game. I do my job. I'm watching things. I want things the way I want them. 7 real basic things that drivers do to cheat you at the back door, right? And they're all covered in this list, right, of my 15 control points, right? So here's 8. There's 8 more. I think I gave you the first 8, right? Go up to my website if you want the other ones. Have a formal staging area. No stores did I see that had a 15-foot, what I like to have a 10 to 15-foot product-free zone by the receiving door. Now, most stores, not all stores, had the availability of 8 to 10 feet. The one store that didn't have the availability of that product-free space, if this was the door, they had Coke 12 packs right here. Now, they could have at least moved them over here, right? Make it a little difficult for the vendor to grab a 12 pack as he leaves if he was inclined to do so. Not that I believe people steal. Just in case, right? I like a product-free zone around this door. If this is my receiving door, I want to go 8 feet this way, 12 feet this way, 8 or 12 feet that way and back again. And then I paint a ring here, or I paint a square on the floor, and I call it my product staging area.
For information about customized seminars for your store managers, or for specific solutions to your loss prevention problems, contact Larry Miller personally at 602-448-8500 or visit retailcontrol.com for free tips, techniques, and lots more.